If I could describe this town in a word, and that word can't be Louisville.
It's the place to come for CNU 27.
Most people are very surprised when they come to Louisville. They have no idea that we're this big, that we have this much going on.
I didn't know a thing about Louisville. I thought rolling hills and horses, right?
We have gone from being one of the most important historic cities in the Midwest to being a city that got a little bit forgotten over the last 30 years, and now it is time for Louisville to come back and blossom. The great thing about Louisville is that there was no real development in the 70s and 80s. We have all these great 150, 100-year-old buildings that we can now rehabilitate, renovate.
We're a city of beautiful architecture. If you go down to the Main Street area, you see much of that preserved.
Louisville has a little bit of everything. We have dense urban areas, we have historic urban areas that need to be rehabilitated and reclaimed.
I think part of the whole educational process of bringing the team we brought in to do Norton Commons started to influence urbanism in the city and in other places. We were a city that was largely influenced by the Olmsted Parks and Parkway system and the Olmsted neighborhoods around those parks.
The park system is beautiful. And of course, green space is so important to every community.
Culturally, you're sitting in a world-class city that's punching at the same levels as cities 10 times its size.
And of course, Bourbonism, the act of visiting Louisville to enjoy bourbon and our local food with all these top quality, world-class bourbon experiences along Main Street as well. Nothing like it anywhere else in the world.
The cool thing about bourbon is it is America's native spirit. So it is authentic, and it is Louisville, and it is Kentucky.
Out on the river on the bell of Louisville.
If you've seen the success of the Napa Trail, like you can actually walk the urban bourbon trail.
You have to come here and eat your way through Louisville because you'll be blown away.
You got the flavor of a big city, you've got the food of a big city, but the key component to Louisville is the people are so gracious.
You know, Louisvillians love Louisville more than any other city I've ever been in.
I'm never leaving Louisville. We never intended to stay, and I'm never going to go. It'll take a crowbar to get me out of here.
I'm really thrilled to be in Louisville at this time and to be a part of the Renaissance. It's an exciting time.
And I use that parallel of Chicago at being at 2 million people when they did the Burnham Plan. Louisville's going through a similar transition in that we're reclaiming the riverfront for public use.
The historic Portland neighborhood has been disinvested in for the last 80 years, but there is an amazing urban fabric still in place.
I really believe Louisville is going through what I would call a renaissance in that we are rediscovering in many ways our roots. We're not there yet. I think we have more to do, and so part of CNU coming here, I think, can help us to focus on further extension of what we've been doing and maybe even look at how we can do it better.
So it has a little bit of everything, but it needs a lot of love and a lot of 21st century ideas. So we're very excited to bring Congressman New Urbanism to Louisville. It's got all this potential, and I think people are now just starting to see it.
We need CNU's expertise and their ideas around placemaking. That's extremely important. Getting those block by block areas that are non-performing right now, getting them back on the grid in a meaningful way and become a part of the placemaking that people from all over the city want to come and have that experience.
So just like it takes a long time for bourbon to mature in a cask, it's taken a long time for Louisville to come to its rightful place as a player on the international stage. And we also think Louisville is a great laboratory for urban experiments because we have this great urban fabric, and it's the 21st century. It's time to kind of rethink the American city, and Louisville is the place to do it.
It's the place where new urbanism meets new Bourbonism.
First time I saw you was out on the river on the bell of Louisville.